Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in on a VR to Boho Tarot's hashtag decks I want to work with in 2022. So she did a top 10 after reviewing all of the decks that she ambitiously wanted to work with in 2020 and 2021. So this is actually, I think, the first video where I've actually pulled out the decks that I would like to work with this year. So let's go ahead and get started. I have many of them that are in pouches just because the boxes were rather large. But yeah, here are my top 10. So a lot of these are new decks. So I haven't had a chance to work with them for very long. So that is why I want to show them some love, get to know them in 2022. So the very first deck is the Dark Wood Tarot, and this is a deck that actually I won in a giveaway from Sasha Graham. So super excited. I got her latest book that came out as well, and I love the images. This is actually a deck that was on my wish list, and then I ended up winning a giveaway, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But to me, just like looking at them, it's like they should be in movement. Like I should be watching a movie or, you know, something like that. And I love the way when you lay them out, they really do feel like a story. And yes, I know that all decks, they, you know, are telling a story, but I don't know, this one just seems more fairy tale story, you know, well, obviously of a darker persuasion, but yeah, so that's definitely a deck that I want to get to know more, and I want to work with, and I want to start using it for client readings in 2022. So yeah, super cool deck. Most of the decks that you'll see here I have done a review on, so if you're interested in actually seeing each card and, you know, going over it and everything, check out my deck review playlist. All right, the next deck we have here I got for Yule for Christmas actually, and this is from James, and this is the Northern Animal Tarot, and it came in a nice tuck box, but I love the little pouch that it came with, so that is where I carry my cards. As you can see, they got a lovely linen finish. I love that they are borderless. This deck has my heart. I'm like, oh, I love it so much. It's nature. It is reminding me of where I'm going to be moving to in about 6 months, and yeah, the images, the animals, they just speak to me. And this is one that I was, you know, it was on my mind, it was on my wish list, and then lo and behold, it magically appeared for Christmas. So that was a lovely gift. I was like, ah, I think I squealed. Yeah, Northern Animal Tarot, beautiful. And I think he got it through Kickstarter. I think you can get it on the website now, but so cool. And there's so many extra cards in here as well for the seasons, moon phases, just extra feeling cards. It's pretty awesome. It's like 90 cards or something like that. But anyway, Northern Animal Tarot, definitely one that I would like to work with more in 2022. Okay, in this lovely pouch, and actually you'll see these kind of faux velvet pouches. They came from James's mom, actually. She bought me a bunch of tarot pouches for Christmas, so I am taking full advantage of them. But the deck that I have in here is the Macabre Tarot. And the reason it's in this little pouch is because it actually comes in a ginormous coffin that squeaks when you open it. It's got a little noisemaker in there, which is cool, but you know, I just want to be able to throw this in my bag wherever I go. Anyway, it has these beautiful gilded edges. I love that it's a very shadow work type deck. I'm noticing that I've got quite a few shadow decks here, so I don't know, maybe 2022 is the year of the shadow. Only the shadow knows. But yeah, this one, very simplistic in the images, a lot of white space or void of space, or void, I should say. Just, I love the focus. Oh, is that a car coming, or is that a creepy guy with glowing eyes. We'll never know. But definitely the Macabre Tarot is one that I'm going to want to work with a lot more in 2022. And I did a review of this, so definitely go check it out. I've also done a review of the Northern Animal Tarot. I think I still have to do a review of the Darkwood just because I just got it like a couple of days ago. So definitely want to get to know it this year. Okay, moving right along. And I've been watching other people that have done a response to Boho Tarot's video, and there's just so many wonderful decks out there. I don't really consider myself a deck collector because I don't just have decks so that they collect dust on my shelf. I actually want to use them, and I love to look at the art, and I love that my intuition is challenged in so many different ways with all these different perspectives, and yeah, I think it's amazing. Okay, so in here I have the Real Talk Tarot. So this one has a unique concept. It's like looking at your cell phone. So here the border is actually the cell phone itself, you know, beep beep. And so you have all these unique images of everyday life as it pertains to the RWS. So it's neat, it's simple, it's quirky, and for as simple as it is, I still get a lot of really good images or messages out of it. I have already started using this in client readings, but I want to give it more attention. I want to see how far it can go, how far it can be stretched, and what type of readings. I mean, I've already started doing like some shadow work type readings and some lighter fun readings, but you know, you want to test it in all of its aspects. James loves that one because he thinks it looks like Burger King. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. They all are. And this one's a little bit bigger in size. It's a little more oracle sized, and the cardstock is really thick. So, you know, it's quite the handful of a deck here. Okay. Boo, boo, boo. Moving right along to my last little deck in a pouch here. And this one is the Tarot of the Cradle. And the review for this just came out last Sunday. Talking about massive decks. This one has 90 some cards in it, but it's another indie deck, and this actually comes from India. There's a lovely young woman out there named Shefali, and this is her creation, and she sent this to me all the way from beautiful India, so that I could review it and, you know, share her creation and her magic with others. And so once I saw the images, I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna share that with everyone. It's got a beautiful concept behind it. Definitely go check out that review video, Tarot of the Cradle, in my deck review playlist. The Cradle is actually a group of like fifth dimensional on up beings that she connects with in order to channel these messages and these images. And so I think that's just amazing. A lot of positivity, a lot of ways to use this in your everyday life in order to make it your best life, as they say. And it is a tarot deck, but it's unlike any system we've seen. So it's its own system. It's not too difficult to understand, but it's cool. It's cool, you guys. Definitely check it out. And me, I love color, so I was all about this when I saw it. All right, so that is the Tarot of the Cradle. All right, like I said, big honkin' deck here. Ooh. Good thing we have these giant tarot bags. I told James, I was like, oh, your mom's bags are coming in handy. All right, so let me actually move these off to the side again, and we'll start pulling from over here. So the next deck is the Z Tarot, and this is another indie deck. Actually, I have quite a few now that I'm looking at them. This was another gift for Christmas that I received, and the creator is actually stationed out in Sedona. So she lives out in Sedona. creating magic out there. I got to go to Sedona over the holidays. You know, we were doing a drive around, James and I, and we were looking for properties where we might want to live, buy a home, place a home, who knows. So once I got to go out to Sedona, feel the energy out there, I totally understand the vibes of this deck now. In all of the rainbow colors. Like, I love to spread out the backs and the, you know, it's just, it's amazing, you guys. So high vibe, so high energy. The messages, you really have to dive deep into the messages. This isn't just pick a card, okay, here's your answer. You know, it's, let's take a moment, let's still ourselves, let's, you know, get into a nice grounded, connected position first. And once you do that, dude, the messages. I've already used this in several year ahead readings, actually, because in like December, January, I bust out the year ahead readings on my website and my Etsy shop. And a lot of people seem to like this deck in those readings. So yeah, definitely check this out. Z Tarot is the name. Z Tarot. All right. Not to be confused with the Tarot Z, which is actually a zombie deck. So, okay. Moving along here, we have Dirt Gems. And this was a deck that was passed on to me from my friend Annette, who I've actually become really good friends with. I am honored to have her as a friend and to have gotten to know her and to be able to learn yoga with her. She's actually a master Reiki practitioner, plus she does yoga, and she's really awesome. And it's cool because she was my student at one time, you know, because I teach at the Leon Mystery School and I teach Mayan astrology, and so now I'm learning a lot from her as well. So it's a fantastic relationship. So she didn't quite connect with this deck, so she passed this on to me and asked to see if I would connect with it. Dude, I'm all about the herbs. So so I do well without keywords when it comes to herbs. But the concept behind this is, you'll see some has a lack of color or different color background, but it's all based on the energy of the herb. So instead of like, oh, this is good for healing this, and this is, you know, for this, as many decks are, this one is more the energetic. What kind of color does it output? What does it feel like energetically? What does it look like on a fifth dimensional plane? It's amazing. And I really, really have to sit with these cards. So that's something that I want to do more of this year, because I think this deck warrants it. I think that it deserves my time and attention. I think that there's a lot that I could learn and that I can grow from this deck. So again, this is Dirt Gems. You'll notice that it's edged in blue, and actually my friend Annette edged it, and I think it looks fabulous. So awesome job there. All right, so let's go ahead and put those back in. All right, so we have a few more decks that I would love to use in 2022, and the other one is the Mystic Faerie Tarot. So this is a deck that I wanted to work with for a while, so it's been on my wish list, and then I got an awesome Powell's Books gift card from my stepmom and my dad, and I was like, oh, books and tarot decks, here we go. So I ended up getting a few of the decks that were on my wish list, and so this was one of them. Actually, the Macabre Tarot was the other. But again, beautiful, lack of borders. I love the edge-to-edge artwork and color. I love all the foliage, and it's like you're looking down into the forest, and you're seeing these wonderful beings and all these magical creatures, and they're all here to help you out on your journey. And when this was in order, before I was using it, each of the suits, it was a linear story that was going on. So from the Ace of, let's say, Cups all the way to the King of Cups, you saw the same character interacting with other characters in that suit. And I thought it was just amazing. So yeah, this is definitely one that I really want to get to know more in 2022. Yay! Okay. So I haven't quite felt the energy out of that deck yet, so I'm not quite sure what type of readings it's going to be good for. You know, I want to give it its time, you know. And definitely before I do any sort of client readings with a deck, I have to have a good connection with it first before I'm like just busting it out all willy-nilly for other people. The next one is the Macabre Tarot. This is by Charlie Quintero. I'm always like raving about Charlie Quintero's like artwork. Follow her or stalk her, whatever, on Instagram, and her music as well. But this is the newest deck. She's the creator of the Star Power Tarot and the Moon Power Tarot, both of which I connect with more than I've ever connected with any other deck. This one is right along with those other two. So I've already found a deep connection with this, but of course I'm going to want to work with it more in 2022. And I just did a review of this deck. So this review comes out on Sunday. But I got this on Kickstarter. So I haven't been on the Kickstarter in a while just because I've been, you know, saving money. There's some things that I want to put my money towards, like a house and things to put on my land and stuff like that. So extra stuff is not really been where I've been focusing. But when I heard that Charlie Quintero was coming out with a new deck, I'm like, bam, I'm supporting that artist. Love her. Love the artwork. I love that it's so unique. You know, it's its own thing. It's its own energy. And so yeah, definitely working with this more in 2022 and probably till I die. So okay, all right, and then we have our very last deck, and that is the Tarot V. And this actually came out after Samhain, and I was like, oh, bummer. But you know what? Vampires are year-round. I'm all about vampires. And this is by Alejandro Colucci. And as you can see, I have edged this deck in blood red because I'm a little goth girl at heart when I'm not all rainbows and unicorns. Okay, some of you guys got stuck in there. All right, so I've already done other readings for others with this deck besides myself. But yeah, I decided to give it that nice brick red edging. Here are the backs, and here are the images. Whoops, there we go. They're dark. There's a lot that reminds you of certain nostalgic vampire movies and TV shows, which I think is cool, but it's not so in your face that it's gimmicky. You're not like, oh my god, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, oh my god, you know, so and so. It's just subtle enough that people who may not know that particular movie or TV show can still work with it. It's not like you need to know those shows, you know. It's just paying dues to them. I think that's pretty cool. And I like that, you know, the vampires here are not portrayed as like the sexy guys and like, you know, poet blouses and stuff like that. It's vampires are creatures of the night. They literally suck the blood from the living. They're monsters, you know. They're dark, they're creepy. Maybe they got kind of a sexiness to them, but they should be feared, you know, but also understood, because, you know, this archetype lives within us too. So I love this deck. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So that was the Tarot V. All right, you guys, so that was my top 10 decks for hashtag decks I want to work with in 2022, again created by Boho Tarot. I'll put the link down below for Boho Tarot's original video in case you are interested in checking that out and maybe jumping in on this as well. I enjoyed this and I can't wait to really solidify my understanding and feel and connect my energy with these decks. And yeah, and well, also going back to some other decks that maybe I haven't used in a while, so some of my older decks too. But this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you have any comments or questions about these decks, maybe you have them, and you know, what was your opinions, what was your feel of them, do you work with them in any other sort of capacity, let me know. And yeah, that's it for me, spiritual homies. All my other information is down below for my website, my Etsy shop, Desert Cauldron, where we make witchy awesome goodies, James and I do, and I have my Leon Mystery School newsletter, Patreon, all that good stuff is down below. All right, I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.